Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend. So, you remember when you were a kid, and there were all kinds of phrases that you said all the time, right? And they applied to things that were going on. And there was one when I was a kid that when something happened that you just like, I can't believe that happened, or it was so atrocious that you're like, oh my gosh. I remember saying this all the time when I was a kid. No way, no way. Well, Laura and I were watching this movie. See, I'd never seen this movie until a week before we got married. It's a movie called The Wedding Singer. And in that movie, Adam Sandler is trying to chase down somebody who he's fallen in love with, but she's about to go get married. And he hops on a jet to try and catch her before she gets married. And in the process, he finds out he's on the same jet. And he's telling this story to the people in first class about this jerk that she's about to marry. And Billy Idol's like, no way. And then he finds out that they're all on the plane. And he comes back and says, but she and he are on the plane. And the whole first class people were like, no way. It just reminded me of what it was like when I was a kid and saying, no way, when things seem to be hard to believe. Now, here's something you might find really, really hard to believe. So I'd never seen that movie. And at the end of the movie, I gotta put down my cup for a second. At the end of the movie, when he's in first class, he starts singing the song that he wrote for her. It goes like this. I want to make you smile whenever you're sad. Carry you around when your arthritis is bad. All I want to do is grow old with you. I'll give you medicine when your tummy aches. Build you a fire when the furnace breaks. It could be so nice growing old with you. And it goes on. He comes walking out, and Drew Barrymore, who's the person he's chasing down, is just overwhelmed. And you see it on her face. No way. Now, here's what's really crazy. We get married. We go on a honeymoon to Aruba. We're sitting in an outdoor restaurant, and this gentleman who was a violin player goes around to the tables playing, walks up, and he said, what's your story? I said, well, we're here on our honeymoon. He said, oh, really? He said, you mind if I play? And we're like, no, that'd be great. He starts playing this little obscure song. We're a quarter of the way around the world. I never heard this song before, and here he is playing it. We both looked at each other and started laughing. He said, you guys know this song? We're like, absolutely. No way. I think that may be what the disciples felt like on that Easter morning. I think Andy Stanley says it best. They weren't standing at the tomb going 10, 9, 8. But then when Jesus was risen, and then when they had moments with him, and then when they ate with him, and then when they spent time with him, they realized he was alive. He was alive. His body, as I said yesterday, his hinged thumbs were hinged again. His heart was beating. His physical body was alive again. And I'm sure they had to be saying, no way. But as became popular when I was a kid, sometimes you'd say, no way, and somebody'd say, way. I think that's what God, I think that's what the disciples, I think that's what we need to hear. Way. Because it makes all the difference in this life. Anyway, that's your Monday Mojo. Have a great week.